Hi, my name is Jose Alberto and I'm going to talk about the chapter 4 that is about ecosystems and community. Well, the first lesson talks about the climate. It distinguishes the climate from the weather. The weather is the day-to-day conditions of the Earth's atmosphere, and the climate is the year after year conditions of temperature and precipitation. It also talks about the factors that can affect the climate. For example, the greenhouse effect, the solar energy, the latitude, and also the heat transportation. Now, the second lesson talks about niches and community interactions. A niche is the range of physical and biological conditions in which a species lives and the way the species obtain what it needs to survive and to reproduce. It also talks about competition in the niches. There's a principle that is called the competitive exclusion principle that states that no two species can occupy exactly the same niche in exactly the same habitat at the same time. It also talks about dividing resources. Well, this lesson also talks about predation, herbivory, and keystone species. It tells that predators can affect the size of prey populations in a community, and the herbivores can affect both the size and distribution of plant populations in a community. It also talks about the keystone species that they can cause dramatic changes in the structure of a community. And finally, this lesson talks about the three main classes of symbiotic relationships in nature that are mutualism, parasitism, and commensalism. The next lesson of this chapter is called biomes. Well, biomes are described in terms of abiotic factors like climate and soil type, and in terms of biotic factors like animal and plant life. There are many biomes in the world, like the tropical rainforest, the tropical dry forest, the tropical grassland or the savanna, the desert, the temperate grassland, also the temperate woodland and shrubland, also the temperate forest, the northwestern coniferous forest, the boreal forest, and finally the tundra. These were the major biomes, but there are also some areas that are not classified as the major biomes, like the mountain ranges and the polar ice caps. These were the major biomes, but there are also some areas that are not classified as the major biomes, like the mountain ranges and the polar ice caps. Finally, the last lesson of this chapter is called aquatic ecosystems. The first thing that talks it is about the conditions underwater, that the aquatic organisms are affected primarily by the water's depth, the temperature, the flow, and the amount of dissolved nutrients. This lesson also talks about the freshwater ecosystems that are divided into three main categories that are the rivers and streams, lakes and ponds, and the freshwater wetlands. Well, this lesson also talks about estuaries. An estuary is a special kind of wetland where the river meets the sea. Estuary serves as a spawning and nursery grounds for many ecologically and commercially important fish and shellfish species. Finally, this lesson also talks about marine ecosystems that are divided into intertidal zone, the coastal ocean, and the open ocean. The open ocean is divided into two types, the open ocean photic zone and the open ocean aphotic zone. Well, this is all. I hope that this can help you a little bit, and well, thanks for watching.